Good morning and welcome to the 127th podcast of Andy Collier-talks cricket memorabilia. Unfortunately, after a bleary-eyed night last night and an early morning, England have lost the 50 over World Cup down there in Christchurch, New Zealand this morning to a very strong Australian side. Unfortunately, we couldn't chase 353, I think it was. Just fell short there. Might have been a bit different if we batted first, of course, but you never know now. But well done to Healy and her big score. Unfortunately, we only had Skiver to make her 100. A great 100 that was too. Unfortunately, no one there to back her up. So Australia won that, and they're now the holders of the 50 and the 20 over competition. So well done to them. So anyway, let's just go into stuff that's turned up this week. First, we've got the Cricket Society News Bulletin, April 2022, with some interesting bits and pieces in there. Some events that they're holding, one at the Oval and then one at Beckenham. So some good society to be involved in, the Cricket Society. An even better society to be involved in is the Cricket Memorabilia Society, who sent their spring magazine through today, and there's a photograph of dear old Don Crossley on the front there with his Wisdom that he found a load of gold in. Wisdom was all cut out and inside that was a load of gold, so he was a lucky boy. But there's some interesting articles in there this week. We've got a nice bit there on his Richard Brown advertising the Cricket Memorabilia Society, and then we've got a lovely Richard Brown's done a lovely bit on Don Crossley there. And then we're going to go through. We've obviously got a lovely tribute to Shane Warne, which is a bit of a shock to us all. The whole world really, when he died, 52 I think he was. And there's some lovely bits of memorabilia in here from all over the world concerning Shane Warne, and Alex Picker's done a good job putting it all together. There's Brett Fontender's his shirts, Shane Warne shirts there. Australia, it's number 23 on. There's some Andy Addicoat's caps there, Victorian cap, some lovely bits of memorabilia there. And we've got some ceramic balls there, which are limited to 600, I think. On his 600th Test wicket, 2005. Limited edition ceramic ball. Not sure how many there were, but there's Shane again there, where he donated his cap and made £1 million for the Bush Fire Fund a couple of years ago. Nice scorecard there from John Philby, signed scorecard. Australia v Pakistan, that one. A few other bits and pieces there on Shane. And we've got the Hanson's Auctions, which that lovely autograph album, Johnny Douglas's Connections, that sold for £11,000 plus, and some Derek Shackleton stuff. There's Blazer there. And I met Derek Shackleton's son when I went down to the Dorset Cricket Society a few years ago, when I met Don Crossley as well, but I'll talk about that in a minute. News round up there. That's a ship that I missed out on, unfortunately, sold for £1,000. That's the 1903-4 Orontes to Australia. That's the earliest one I've seen. Unfortunately missed out, but there we go. James Merchant's put some nice ceramic stuff in again. We've got some nice articles. We turn over again. We've got Craig Hawkins, great cap collector down in Australia. He's displayed some stuff in the Steve Waugh exhibition, which was sort of showing lots of baggy greens. You can see them there just about. There's a load of MCC caps there, and he was explaining the difference in the Georgian Dragon and particular tools that they go on. Different way they're actually sewn into the cap, slightly different to each one. So you've got a great collection there. J.W. Hearn's cap, Patsy Hendren's cap, England cap when it was all nice silver thread, sewn in silver thread. Longstop, book reviews. There's one there from Roger Packham. If you're into Felix, he's done a great book there on Felix. And we carry on. What we've got there? We've got Guy Curry's put a nice bit in. And we go to the back page where Peter Schofield's put a lovely bit in on Victor Trumper memorabilia from his collection. It's a fair set of pictures here of postcards, signed postcards, badges, Fantastic set of memorabilia there. And then we turn on to the back there, and lovely boater there from, I think that might be Trumper's boater. And we've got Peter Schofield there with Victor Trumper's cap. So that's fantastic. Good magazine that, and well worth the £20 a year membership. So I can encourage you to join that society. Please do. Anyway, so we're going to go on to bits that turned up this week. And this lovely postcard here, colour postcard, was sent to me by Andy Adico. Melrose in Adelaide. Lovely coloured photograph there of Colin Blythe, the Kent player. Unfortunately lost his life in the war, First World War. It took me a while to get who the producer was, and it's Siddle. It's just underneath all that writing in. It's Siddle of Australia. A certain street, but I can't read the street unfortunately, but I've got the Siddle of Adelaide. So it's a lovely card there, 1911 postcode on the back, which is nice. So it's lovely to have a bit of social history with it too. And then this week also turned up was off my Twitter account. I got in contact, a relative of Alfred Min got in contact with me and saw the podcast I'd done on Alfred Min with his daughter's letters. Just to remind you, there's one of Alfred Min's daughter's letters, which is 1840, Sarah Matilda, one of his daughters there. Fantastic handwriting there. Basically what they're doing is asking him for some more money so they can pursue their educational career, as it were, in Bearsted. So it's a fantastic momentum there. And actually these, when I bought these Alfred Min letters, they're actually a national treasure, so you've got to have a license to take these out of the country and sell them to other people in other countries. So well, they won't be going anywhere anyway, so that's that. But Richard Dimin, now they've evolved the name from Min to Dimin, and sent me the family tree there of Alfred Min. And I don't know whether I didn't read it or I've read it and forgotten about it in Patrick Mora's book, but he had two sons there. One was unnamed in 1837 rather, born 1837, died 1837. So he's either stillborn or he only lasted a short while. Another one there called Alfred Thomas, it's 1843 and died in 1843. So there's two sons there that didn't last at all. There's 5 daughters there. I think 3 of them died fairly young, and 2 of them went on to adulthood. So that's quite a nice piece of memorabilia there to sort of keep my Alfred Min story alive. That was quite nice this week. And then just going to go back to Don Crossley. Now Don knew I had a signature of Fuller Pilch. Very rare. I know about that. People don't realise or think that there's a Fuller Pilch signature or anybody else's signature earlier than 18, whatever it might be. So there's my Fuller Pilch, which was on Illustrated News 1843. He signed it to his name there, just there. This is a photocopy. So that's my Fuller Pilch. And then when I went down to do a talk at the Dorset Cricket Society, Don introduced himself again, and he came over with this lovely autograph sheet with Fuller Pilch on there, and also George Parr. I can't quite make that one out now, it's getting a bit faded, but that was quite an interesting thing for me to see another one, because I'd already seen one that sold on eBay, 12,000 quid, an England team, and there is Fuller Pilch down the bottom again. So that's 3 identifications of the same Fuller Pilch signature. You're not telling me that the same bloke's done all those signatures, so we were all pretty happy, Don including, that they were pretty genuine signatures on there. So we were over the moon when we sort of confirmed that. So that's a nice bit of nice meeting with Don Crossley, lovely old chap down there in Dorset there. He's unfortunately passed on, but there we are. It's good memories of Don Crossley. So anyway, obviously Shane Warne was still in people's minds, and my only piece of Shane Warne's memorabilia is the illustrated guide to his career, number 350, which is his Australian number. and it's a lovely presentation, I've got to say. In there's this lovely book here. It's 350. Some lovely pictures. This is the signature of Shane he's done in here. So number 310. It's signed by Shane at the back there, or in the front rather. It's a nice publication. I've got to say, lovely leather at the front there with a seam round it, which he used to his effect. So it's in a lovely box, but also came with I think it's 5 or 6 facsimile signed photographs, which is again in the lovely envelope. And I'll just show you these because some of you might not have the book. There's a nice one there of Shane. Actually, they're quite difficult to sort of separate, and there's another one there in bold and action there, the facsimile signature. So it's a nice set of signatures there from photographs there from Shane. And a shock to us all, I'm sure, when he died. But smoking doesn't do you any good in the long run. So anyway, so that's my bit of Shane Warne memorabilia. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that this week, and it's been fairly informative, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.